guys, I wanted to make a video about how mewing and subliminals and weight loss are changing my facial structure and my facial shape. So, several months ago, or even a few months ago, I did not look the way that I do now. If you look at my other previous videos, my face was fatter, my nose is wider, and my overall facial structure was different. And I've noticed some changes, and other people have noticed changes. In fact, I was on a date this morning, and I jokingly showed him my student ID, and he was like, "That's not you." And at another place, I showed them a photo of my ID, and they didn't recognize me. So I just want to discuss like how my appearance has changed through changing my frequencies, my energy, weight loss, which does a part of it, like it causes, less fat in the face, but also the redistributing of the fat in the face and the restructure of the bones. Now I still have, I'm still in this journey of personal growth, spiritual growth, and a part of that is also, my physical well-being I'm trying to take care of. So I'm still evolving into my appearance. But I just want to make a video about the different things that I've started. So I want to give you a little bit of backstory. So I have always been told that I look old for my age. One time I took my friend to the hospital and they thought I was her mother. She was 21. A second time I had to take my other friend to the hospital. She was older than me. She was 25 and I was 23. They asked me if I was her mother. A year and a half ago, I asked a woman at a grocery store, like we were just chit-chatting, and the topic of age came up, and I asked her, "How old do you think I am?" She said 42. I was 22 at the time, and that broke my heart. And I always just felt really self-conscious about looking so much older than my age. People didn't believe me when I told them my age. I had a rough life, and so with my rough life, that aged me a lot because I was, my frequencies, my energy was that of someone much older, which is totally fine. I learned to own my appearance of looking older than my age. But then I started realizing that people who are youthful looking, they have this youthful energy about them. And when people are really just like sad and depressed, a lot of the times you can just kind of sense it on them, and sometimes it shows on their appearance. And I was in a really dark place, and I did not like what I was feeling on the inside. I felt icky about so many things. So I went through this spiritual process of focusing on myself and tapping into, my spiritual side and opening up my spiritual eye and growing. And I wanted my external appearance to match my internal appearance. So I started deciding to change my frequencies, and I realized frequencies and energies and vibrations were something that I could change, and that those would change my appearance. So I started just working on self-healing and putting out into the universe that I have a youthfulness about me and that I am, rejuvenated. And I started watching subliminals. And subliminals really work. They've been proven for decades. They've been used in advertisements for decades because they work. The subconscious is scientifically proven to absorb affirmations, messages that it is given. So when the subconscious absorbs a message that is given, the body goes aligned with it. So it's really interesting to see how it goes. So the mind is so powerful, and the subconscious is always awake and alive, and it's ready to receive messages that you give it. So I would watch subliminals on beauty, and I watched subliminals on a lot of different things. I mean, I am not a really vain person, but I'm just making this video about my appearance. Subliminals I've watched for so many different reasons, but we're just going to focus on the appearance aspect of it. I would watch subliminals about beauty and being rejuvenated, and sapien medicine. Oh dear God, they are wonderful, on their collagen booster, and they were just so phenomenal. Like, I've watched so many subliminals, Miss Synergy, Aku's subliminal, sapien medicine. There's so many more, and I'll even post a link of my my playlist. Anyways, so I was watching these subliminals, And because the subconscious is so powerful, it would absorb the affirmations of, teeth getting whiter, teeth getting stronger. I made a whole other video about how my teeth were really improved by subliminals and mewing. So, yeah, I watched subliminals on how to grow my hair, and my hair was so much shorter. Now my hair is so long, and I look more rejuvenated. I'm not super, focused on my appearance, but I look more rejuvenated. I wanted to appear more rejuvenated because I went through this spiritual cleansing and this journey of growth and self-discovery. So, yeah, I did that, and then I started mewing, which mewing is really taking your tongue and sticking it straight up against your upper palate. And by doing that, you are putting your jaw in alignment, and our bones are pliable. They are flexible. So by doing that, we are restructuring our facial bones, and the bones are growing in a different manner. So since mewing, the fat in my face has been more evenly distributed. My nose has gotten slimmer. My eyes have gotten wider. My lips are getting pulled forward slowly but surely. I still have a little upper lip, but that's okay. I own the small lips. So by doing this and then doing the subliminals, because like subliminals would be like, oh, restructure your nose, and I would feel my nose tingling. I'd watch subliminals on my teeth and I'd feel my teeth tingling or my lips tingling. And my eyes, like I said, have gotten wider, and I could feel the bones in my face shift around because we are spiritual beings and we are so much full of energy, and we are beings made up of water. And it's been scientifically proven that water molecules change structure when they're given affirmations. It was a really interesting experiment done by this doctor, and he would speak negative affirmations into the water, or positive affirmations, or prayer in affirmations into the water. And each time the water molecule structures changed. So he said, like, you fool, or he played rock music and the water molecules looked grotesque. But then he said a beautiful Buddhist prayer, and then he also said like a loving affirmation, and the water structures look like beautiful snowflakes. So our bodies are so much made of water. If water molecules are changing based on the affirmation spoken to them in a glass, how much more will the water in our bodies, which we're mostly made up of, change when we receive affirmations through subliminal messages? Now, that being said, be very, very careful about which subliminal messages you receive into your subconscious, because the subconscious doesn't know this is good or bad per se. So there have been known subliminal makers who put awful things into their subliminals to damage you spiritually, and shame on them. Like we heard of the Mind Power, who put horrible things into her subliminals, and there are other people out there. So really trust your intuition about about listening to subliminals, and do some research. Research on Amino. Research on the Facebook group of subliminals. Look at subliminals comments and see like, and that's the video that I'm making right now, is just to really show you, my experience with subliminals and changing my energy and growing, and using mewing, and how these are all woven together to really help me. Like I said, this is really just to showcase externally what I feel like internally. I didn't want to look like a 40-year-old woman externally, because internally I'm not. I'm a rejuvenated spiritual being who is just growing, and wanted to showcase that via the external. So I love you all. Please like and subscribe, okay? Peace out. And that's the video that I'm making right now, is just to really show you, my experience with subliminals and changing my energy and growing, and using mewing, and how these are all woven together to really help me. Like I said, this is really just to showcase externally what I feel like internally. I didn't want to look like a 40-year-old woman externally, because internally I'm not. I'm a rejuvenated spiritual being who is just growing, and wanted to showcase that via the external. So I love you all. Please like and subscribe, okay? Peace out.